Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the Dungeon Lore series. In this series, I hope to explain the origins of each dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV, and maybe expand a bit on things you might not know. This episode's dungeon is Halatali, the first optional dungeon accessible within the game. When Halatali was originally constructed, using natural tunnels as a baseline, it was used as a holy ground for the first of the Lalafels to arrive in Eorzea. About 100 years prior to the current age, however, the Gladiators Guild of Uldar transformed the then unused tunnels into a full training gauntlet, with animal pens and holding cells to accommodate many a beast and man. This was due to the growing popularity of Uldar's Colosseum, the idea being that the expansion would bring more excitement and challenges for those interested. This was so until the Calamity, after which the tunnels were abandoned again, and any left in the pits and holding cells were left to fend for themselves. Adventurers speaking to Nedric Ironheart in Vesper Bay learn of this place, and Nedric requests that they speak to the soldier standing close to the entrance, who permits them entry into the tunnels. Speaking to Farfajoni, the said flame soldier, tells us that Halatali means the land of many shadows in an ancient, presumably Lalafellan tongue. He also notes that we are able to hear, distantly, the cries and roars of the forgotten beast belonging to the Colosseum, even alerting the adventurers that the beasts are some even the immortal flames would be unable to tame. After entering Halatali, adventurers immediately find themselves attacked by Dullahans, knight-like creatures with no head, and imps, presumable remnants of the spirits left behind here. Along the walls there are still lit lanterns and large shackles from the ceiling, which once housed beasts being prepared for the Colosseum. Also strewn across the floor, in many places within Halatali, are forgotten weapons and armour, abandoned since the glory days of the tunnels. Proceeding forward, the party encounters more imps along with gas bombs, another self-destructing enemy, and they proceed to the Hall of the Cesti, where a large fire spirit by the name of Firemane awaits. Looking around this room, there are many boarded and locked off rooms that may once have yet contained more gladiatorial arenas. While fighting Firemane, small fire spirits float from the nearby braziers towards the large fire in the centre, exploding once reached and damaging the party. Once Firemane has been defeated, the flames upon the pit turn blue, signifying something more sinister than just an ordinary flame. This is a partial assumption, but the small fire spirits may represent the tormented souls referenced in the description for Halatali, as they haunt its halls as unnamed and lost spirits. The party interacts with the ethereal flow, which brings them to the next area, where they proceed and fight pythons and mantises, more presumable beasts of the Colosseum. Along the way, the party must interact with several chain winches in order to unlock a door towards the back of the open room, leading to the Hall of the Secutors. Here the party finds Thunderclap Guivra, a large scalekin capable of infusing his scales with electricity and causing lightning sprites to appear, even shocking the small levels of water around him which causes damage to the party if stepped in. Once the Guivra is slain, the party proceeds once more through the ethereal flow into the last corridor of Halatali. After following the path upwards, defeating the zizzes and gas bombs along the way, there is another reasonably sized arena, with more of the same hanging chains and discarded weaponry. One thing of note here are the two side paths inaccessible to adventurers, as there is no way to open the gates to proceed. The only option for the party is to enter the Ludus door, which leads them to the Hall of the Bestiary. Upon entering the room, a large voiced ogre, known as Tengata, charges through the opposite gate, roaring and prompting the party to fight him. During the fight, he uses a combination of Firemane's and Thunderclap Guivra's abilities, where fire spirits approach him and explode, and he occasionally becomes invincible, requiring the defeat of several fire spirits to remove it. On defeat, he falls and disappears into the ether. And that's the end of the lore of Halatali. It was a bit of a shorter episode this time, however I really tried to scrounge all I could from the related NPCs, and I at least hope you learned a little bit out of it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel for more dungeon lore, and I'll see you next time for the 1000 Mores of Toto Rak.